Okay, today I'm going to show you how to remove the rear springs out of an Amen Savior frame. This one happens to be a CB750, and I'm taking it apart to get everything painted. So first I'll give you an overview of what all consists of the spring assembly, and then a little tool that I made, and then I'll demonstrate how to use the tool to take it out. So here's the other side that I've already taken out. You've got a top bushing. You got a top spring. You have an axle shaft holder assembly, a lower spring, and another lower bushing. And then there's the nuts and holders and everything else. And so let me give you a quick view of my tool. Nothing special. This is a piece of 7/16 coarse thread all thread. I welded a nut to it. If you can get a bolt with threads long enough, you can use that. This is a piece of 1-inch DOM tubing with a little piece that I cut out here, and I'll upload some dimensions of this tool on my website, and I'll give you the link in the video down below where you can find that. So it's just 1-inch DOM tubing that goes all the way through. It will be used this direction, and that shaft will slide in there, and it's used to compress this top spring. Just so you know, the shaft is 3/4 inch diameter, so you need something that's at least 3/4 inch on the inner diameter, and then something that will slide down in this upper spring. And just so you know, the upper spring is roughly 163, 128, so roughly 1.5. So you need something that's 1.5 inch outer diameter and 3/4 inch inner diameter should work. Okay, so let me show you. First thing is going to remove the upper bushing, just a washer, nothing special. This is going to be kind of difficult holding the camera. So the first step is to screw this bolt down into there. Okay. And now I'll take that nut and run it down on there. Okay, and also, just as a note, be sure and back out these axle adjusters all the way to where they don't interfere, because you're going to have to move this assembly around a little bit. Let me think if there's anything else I'm forgetting. I think that's about it. Alright, I like to put my axle through the hole, and it keeps this whole assembly from turning while I'm tightening the nut. Which is going to be a little tricky one-handed while holding the camera. And just as caution, when you compress this spring, it's under a lot of tension. So be very careful. If your bolt was to break or something like that, this thing is going to be a projectile that could easily take out somebody's eye. Okay, so you can see I've tightened that nut down and compressed that upper spring. Maybe we'll go just a little bit more, but I don't like to force it. Okay, now we take the wrench off. I'll slide my axle out. Now I'm going to push down and compress this little lower spring, which is fairly easy to do by hand. I'm going to push this thing down and turn it 90 degrees. And by doing that, let me just show you on this other side. Here's the bushing. This is how it's currently sitting in there, and it can't turn. I've got to push it down to where that square shoulder is below that, and turn it, and then this will lift straight out the top like that. So basically that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if I can do this here with holding the camera. I might need both hands. Let me set it down for just a second. Alright, doubt you were able to see that. I did put the axle back in there, so I had some more leverage to push down on that spring. So now you can see here that bushing's been turned. Okay, so now I'm going to loosen this and take this off, and this top bushing will come off. Also, just for your own information, I do like to use 2 wrenches and put one up here when I back this off, because as you're backing this nut here off, eventually this screw will want to back out, and that spring's under tension. If that backs off, this thing will shoot off, and if you have your finger in the way, you could get pinched, and it could be a really bad day for you. So let me find my other wrench here. See, just so you can see what I was talking about, as I turn this, you see how that nut's turning? And it's only in there about 5 or 6 turns, so that's all it would take to pop it out. So, let me just quickly set down the camera and back this off. You won't really miss anything, it's just backing off a nut, so 1 second. Okay, so I back that off, uncompress this upper spring. I'm going to take my bolt out, and now this top bushing should come out of here. There it goes. So the top bushing is now removed, and you really need to remove it because you'll see there's about an 1/8 inch lip, and you're going to need that additional space to get your lower spring out in just a minute. So now the tool that I showed you earlier, it slips down over the upper rod there, and then it goes over on top of the spring, and so it's going to be used to compress that spring. And what did I do with my... Alright, once again, the washer, and now the bolt to back my nut off. Okay, now tightening that back down into the slide. Alright. Okay, now time to compress the upper spring once again. Real easy to do. Okay. So now you can see the upper spring is fully compressed again. Get my axle out. And now you can see I have a little space. I can lift up on this and relieve the pressure there. And so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to push up here enough. I might be able to do it one-handed here. And turn that bushing. There we go. That bushing should drop out the bottom, just like that. Now, this tool I can lift up and I can kick that out like that, and now this whole assembly can just come out the side. Like that. Okay, and then you would just undo this. Be sure you have a wrench up here to keep that from coming out, because that will become a big projectile. And so then when you back it off, you'll have, here's your axle guide and your upper spring.